The whole purpose of a lot of this stuff is to build engagement between the dog and the owner. And you could actually see the joy in Sandy. You could see that how she's focused on Ling. That's actually beautiful. That is our goal. That's what we want all the time. Hey guys, this is Martin Wright from Argos Dog Training, and here we are back again. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about the tunnel. And of course, you have to go back and check out the other video of Backyard Agility 1, where we're teaching Sandy the tunnel. This was shot maybe 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks after that first video. Ling has done a lot of work with her dog, and it shows. I'm so proud of my client. I'm so proud of her dog. It shows. There's a lot of work there. I can't wait to you guys getting into this and to be able to watch the improvement that this dog has made. All right, so here we go. Yeah. All right, send her the other way. Excellent.
Good girl. You did great. Great.
Excellent. Do you have a treat with you? Excellent. See if you could toss the treat in there a couple times and see what she does. Then we'll just make it smaller. It's not a big deal. You could clearly tell she's way better than she was the last time that we saw her, because she's actually entering the tunnel. You know? Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Go ahead and try one more time. Here we go. So we remember from last time that the crawling in there is not going to work for her. That's not my favorite way for her. So we're just gonna make our tunnel a little smaller here. All right. Okay, try it now. We could even go smaller. Excellent. Good job. Yeah, we'll go smaller. Let's try that.
Yes, good girl.
There you go. Let's do that again.
Yay, good girl.
Excellent, let's do that. So just to give you guys a little bit of background as to what's going on. This tunnel video, as we're setting up the cameras, Sandy's going through the tunnel. No problem. Cameras get set up, and Sandy, of course, immediately stops going through the tunnel. But even so, as I said in the video, we could see that she's made a lot of improvement, a lot of progress. You know, this is the warm-up. This is the first thing that we shot on that day. So it takes a little while for the dog to get into the groove of doing the things that we want them to do. As soon as we shrunk the tunnel, we saw that Sandy went through with no problem. Ling is throwing the treats in. I'm not sure, by watching this, I'm not sure that Sandy's really tracking the treats going in, and that could be causing her to stop as well. But I think she starts to improve and starts to track a little bit better later on. But we'll see what we see when we get there.
Hey, good girl.
Excellent, let's do that. Take off her leash too. Take off the leash too. All right, so dog trainer finally figured out that he's in the fenced-in yard and that there's no reason for a leash. It is natural, especially for city dwellers and city dog owners, to always, a lot of the times, have leashes on dogs, because that's just the way that our culture is, you know, and life is. There's a lot of busyness going on, and the dogs don't always, like any living being, doesn't always do exactly as they're told when they're told, and dogs also don't understand. So the leash gives us some way to communicate. But to tell you the truth, with all tools, we want to get to a position where we don't need the tool. Regardless of what the tool is, we want to get to a space where we don't need the tool. At some point in our training, we have to start to remove the tools, in safe environments. I'm not saying that anybody should go to the middle of Times Square and unhook their dog's leash and try to jump on walls and things like that. Of course, use your common sense. But if we're going to normalize or make it regular for our dog to listen and follow us off leash, then we have to actually practice with the leash off. If we want the dog to listen and follow us regardless of tools or with no tools, then we have to take everything off of the dog as we're communicating. So that way they're building up those associations. Associations are key, and every little factor changes the reality for the dog, which makes it a different association. The leash too. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. That's not bad. Okay, guys, so I want you to really take a close look at Sandy and watch what Sandy is doing. The whole purpose of a lot of this stuff is to build engagement between the dog and the owner. And you could actually see the joy in Sandy. You could see that how she's focused on Ling. That's actually beautiful. That is our goal. That's what we want all the time.
Yes. Good girl.
Excellent.
Good job.
Let's try that.
You need a treat. You need a treat. Let's go.
Are you tossing that treat in there? See if you could toss it way back there. Let her see that you throw it, right? Go, go, go. All right. So that's too big for her. That's fine. We'll just make it smaller. Try that.
Yay, good girl.
And reward that dog.
Good girl.
Excellent. So now what we're going to try to do is when she comes out, say yes, give her the treat, and try to get her to immediately go back in the other side. Okay. Right? So that way, hopefully we get her going in a circle here. Like she's running around in a circle, through and through and through. You have the treat low. Try to keep your hand in the same spot every time you give her the treat. All right?
Yeah. Let's go. Yes. Good girl.
And then going back right here, this way, this way, this way.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Girl.
Excellent.
Yes, good girl.
So let's work on the timing of yes, right? Let's go or go through, whatever you want, and then you want to be quiet. When she comes out there, that's when you say yes, when she's out.
Okay.
Right? And then maybe you could even have your food here, so that way she travels back to you here, gets the food, and then she goes through again. We'll try that. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we have to give Frank a round of applause. He did not kick the tripod when he sat down to clip this clip in. That was very hard for him today. Guys, write in. Make sure when you hit that subscribe button, you let Frank know, stop kicking the tripod. It's ridiculous. Anyway, what do we see here? Well, information, engagement, input, all those things are really important. We are also starting to use markers in the correct way to give that information, to give that input. We have to be very clear with how we use our markers. I have other videos elsewhere about markers. I'm not going to go into that a lot, but the important thing is that the marker sounds the same. So I'm trying to get Link to say yes. The timing of the marker is really important. The yes should happen when just as soon as the dog gets out of the tunnel. Once we mark yes, the dog is expecting a reward. Where we put that reward, we could put the reward anywhere really, and they'll go and get it. And they know that the reward is for coming out of the tunnel. So we might as well use that to our advantage and put the reward somewhere close to the entrance of the tunnel, right? So that way we could get more reps happening faster. That's what we're really looking to do here. Yeah, we're working on that marker. That's something that all beginner trainers, and if you're a dog owner, you're a trainer. But all beginner trainers should be really focused on is making sure that they have clarity, making sure that the behavior that you like is clearly marked out as the behavior that you like, right? Ling is working on this a lot. So we'll go from here.
Yes, good girl.
Excellent.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, good girl. Good job.
Excellent. So check this out. This is a good idea. So what you do now is you say, go through or whatever it is, let's go. She comes out, say yes. And then when you want to be standing here and let her see you throw the treat inside there, right? So that way, when you say yes, you throw the treat in and then hopefully she goes around, gets the treat from there. She comes out, yes, throw it in. Yeah.
Yes.
And then toss, toss, toss. Grabbing another treat. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, good girl. Yes, good.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. That's good. We'll stop there for now. Now, when you're at home and you're practicing this, if you throw the treat and she doesn't come out, she comes out the other way. Just look at her like, "What are you doing here? I'm not gonna give you any treat."
Right.
And then you could just motivate her to go back in, right? I actually want you to stop and just kind of look at her if she comes out, just like, you know, why are you here, right? So I think, and then remotivate back in. No treats when she comes out, though.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so there's a lot to say here. We're going to work on timing, making sure that we're clear with when we drop our marker. But other than that, there's another thing that I told to Ling here, because her dog is getting pretty good at going through this tunnel. We have to distinguish between you got it right and you got it wrong. And there's a couple things I told Ling that's going to help her to distinguish. One is not giving the treat. Not giving any treat if the dog gets it wrong, making sure that we withhold that treat. And that is actually harder for beginning trainers than you might think. Withholding that treat is a hard thing to do because it's our natural inkling to want to give the dog the treat. The other thing is the concept of just stopping. I call that vibing because I went to Berklee College of Music. And at Berklee College of Music, sometimes you would vibe a musician who is not playing very well. And what you would do is you just kind of look at them like, yeah. So I call it vibing. The idea there is that you just want to just stop and look at the dog like you're not doing it. You know, a dog can tell. They read so much from us, you know, and they read our body language so much that they understand that. You know, they will understand that. Dogs are like one of two animals that watch the left side of the human face before looking at the right side of the human face because the left side of the human face is more expressive. Dogs pay attention to everything you do. You're sitting there in your house, you see your dog just staring at you for no reason. That dog is studying you. They know you. So when you stop after you go through the tunnel, dog comes out the wrong way and you stop and you're like, the dog knows right away, you know, that you're like, what's wrong with you? You know? So that is a good use of our energy. You don't have to say much to do that. And it is something that I want you guys, as you're working with your dogs, to bring into your game, to put into your bag. You know, the ability to correct the dog without saying anything. All right? Here we go. How did this end up back up there?
I have no idea.
You told me to take that off, right? I remember that. And now my earplugs in, I'm like, why is it? All right. Anyway, so all right. So our goal is continuous loop.
Yeah. Can you do this? I can do that.
Like that fast. Continuous loop.
Let's go.
Excellent. This is good.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. Yes. Good girl. Let's go.
And stop. Walk away. Walk away. I don't care. Oh, can we play? Ready? And then toss.
Let's go.
Ready, 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 ready.
You ready? Yeah. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Yes. Good girl. Let's go.
Yes.
Good girl. Let's go.
So as you're going here, you're learning how to kind of toss it in the same spot. Right?
Just always try to
Yes.
find
And stop, stop, stop. I don't know. I'm getting greedy maybe a little bit, but I want to see if she'll do it if it's a little bigger. So we're gonna make our tunnel a little bigger and see how she does. Okay, so I always talk about starting out trainers. Rarely do I talk about dog trainers who've been doing things for a little while. But one of the problems I have in my game as a dog trainer is that I get greedy. This was pointed out to me by my very first apprentice. I tend to, instead of being okay, like making an improvement and then just stopping, I tend to always try to push the envelope. So for you more advanced dog trainers out there, remember something that another one of my mentors recently said, which is it's better to have a little success than any mistake. You know, it's better to just get a little bit better in each rep than it is to have a mistake in a rep because you're pushing to get further than you need to go. So take your successes where you have them. You don't have to train the dog all the way in one day. So that is just something I'm talking self-talk, you know, but I'm letting you guys in. So that's something that I think advanced trainers need to be aware of, or at least trainers at the level that I am at right now need to be aware of, you know. Don't get greedy. And you'll hear me say that over and over again. I might be getting a little greedy, you know, because I'm starting to become aware of it. Anyway, here we go. Ready? Here we go. Going through here. Bigger tunnel, harder task. So you could just toss it deep.
Let's go.
Go, go, go. Yes.
Go. Let's go.
Yes.
Girl. Let's go.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. All right. We're going to stop. We're going to start calling that go through.
Go through.
Go through?
Okay. Go through. Yes. Go through.
Go through?
Go through. Yes. Yes. Good girl. Go through. Yes. Go through. Yes. Go through. Yes. Go through.
Yes. Good job. Good job. Good work. Good work, both of you. Both of you guys. You did good work. That was fast. That was like my arm. It was like, that was good. Excellent. So that is looking way better. Now our goal is that you could be standing over there and you could tell her, go through. And she goes through. And what would be really cool is if you tell her, go through once, and then you get it so she'll run through 5 times.
Wow.
So that way you have to go through okay to stop her from running through.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay means you can stop doing that now. Right? Of course, you do it so that way you say go through and you reward every time, and then pretty soon you go through, and then you reward 2 times. Like when she goes through twice, you just motivate, let's go. And then go through, she reward 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, until pretty soon she's just going. And the running itself is an extra reward for her.
Oh, I see.
You could turn that into exercise if you really want to. With a dog like her, you could have her run 3 miles by going through the tunnel. Seriously, seriously, if you want to. All right, Okay, so first of all, now I we're gonna move appreciate
on to
all my
this,
clients.
and I'd like you to get her
I
to
really
stall
appreciate
at
my
the
clients that
I want all
practice
4 paws on it.
and rehearse the things that we work on. I really appreciate my clients that do not practice, because when the client practices, that's great. But if everybody practiced, it wouldn't be as great as if some people don't practice. So I could be like, bummer. And then somebody who does practice, I'm like, yeah, that makes it even better. It's like if you have a 70-degree day every day, you know, the weather starts to become whatever, it's a nice day, whatever. But if you have a couple 30-degree days and a couple 110-degree days, then the 70-degree day is just way better. So this to me is like a 70-degree day with regular weather around it. Anyway, back onto topic. This validates. If you guys go back to that first clip, that first time when we were, I don't know, one of the first videos from Backyard Agility, and Frank used his thumb where I was in the tunnel and Sandy's like, I don't want to go in there, and I'm looking all silly. This validates that. I'm very happy with the way that Sandy is running through this tunnel. It makes me feel good, like all that was worth it. As you train dogs, that's the feeling that I train for. I train because I like the feeling of seeing the change, seeing the accomplishment happen. So for me, that was a really cool thing to watch her run through the tunnel so many times. We have plans to make this bigger and better. There's going to be a Sandy Backyard Agility 3. I'm sure about it. That is really cool. So if you guys like what you see here, then definitely hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell so you get your notifications when we make new videos. Check the description for the other links to our other social media accounts, website, and that kind of thing. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody about it. Whether you like it or you hate it, everybody should see it. All right? Till next time, enjoy your day and enjoy your dog. One more time, slow.
令狐胶，令狐胶。
Zhou. Ling Hu Zhou. Ling Hu Zhou.
Wow.
That's cool.
The last
Ling
one
Hu
was
Zhou.
really good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I like, Ling Hu Zhou. Sandy. I like that. All right, so